Welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Verdict, where thankfully I don't have to talk about a Chelsea performance as embarrassing as KSI's opponents the other evening. I mean, what was that? Hello guys, how are we getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly and you're very welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Verdict. Hope you guys have had a good day. I don't know what the fuck that was. If you do go on to enjoy the video, don't forget to slap a like on it and subscribe down below. It's completely free. You can always change your mind later, but I guarantee you, there's no way I can 100% guarantee that, but I reckon you won't want to change your mind. Alright, let's get into our boxes then, starting off with the green box. Erling Haaland, right? Once again, for the second time in the season so far, we're only in episode 4, for the second time this season, Erling Haaland is in the green box as he inspired a Manchester City comeback against Crystal Palace at the Etihad on Saturday. The man's a machine, alright, and there was so many mugs online, I'm not going to name names, but you probably know who I'm talking about, that made the ludicrous suggestion that Erling Haaland was not going to succeed at Manchester City and he wasn't going to score the kind of goals people were expecting from him. How wrong were they? I mean, I know it's still early doors, but what a start Erling Haaland has made to his Manchester City career. He scored 3 as they won 4-2 at home to Crystal Palace. Had to come from 2 behind. Anderson and an own goal from John Stones had the Eagles in front, and Palace obviously have a very good record at the Etihad, so it was looking like it could possibly be another one of those days against Crystal Palace for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva was the one who got things underway with a deflected shot to pull one back, and then it was all about Erling Haaland, and he portrayed the attributes that people have been raving about him for months and years now. His pace, his power, his poaching ability, all on show in these 3 goals. An absolutely ridiculous performance. And people were, the debate has been made, I suppose, in the last couple of weeks. Does it matter the lack of touches that Erling Haaland gets in a game for Manchester City? I think in the West Ham game on his debut, I think he only got like 8, 9, maybe 10 touches of the ball in the whole game, yet he got 2 goals for Manchester City to help them win the game that day. And my answer to that question, it doesn't matter a shite, in my opinion, how many touches Erling Haaland gets in a game, because he gets the important ones when it matters. He has now burst onto the scene at Manchester City. I do think he's going to win the Golden Boot, and I think he's going to fire City to the league and possibly even the Champions League. He is that good. He might just be the final piece in the jigsaw that makes Manchester City even more formidable, possibly even invincible. And I'm not necessarily going to be the man that sits here and tells you that Manchester City are going to go completely unbeaten for the whole season now. It's completely over for everyone else because, it's so rare to see a team go completely invincible throughout a season. I mean, that's why it's only been done once by Arsenal. However, I think this is as close as we're going to get. I think Manchester City will have this title wrapped up by Christmas. I know Arsenal have made an excellent start to the season. They still remain as the only team with a 100% record after 4 games. Tottenham have made an excellent start as well. Another win for them this afternoon at the hands of Nottingham Forest. But I just think Manchester City are that good. And I also think that this could well be their year in the Champions League. I mean, we talk about it, we slag them about it even. That with the amount of money they've spent, they've never got, the closest they've got is obviously losing the final to Chelsea in 2021. But I do genuinely believe that this is the year that Manchester City do probably the double of League and Champions League. And Erling Haaland once again proving that he is going to be an absolute centrepiece of that, and quite possibly the next GOAT, in my opinion, after Messi and Ronaldo. There's the hot take for the fucking day, lads. There you go. Everybody gets one. Wow moment of the week, and it was a wow finish at Molineux in the game between Wolves and Newcastle United. Alan Saint-Maximin gets the box this week for a fantastic strike right at the end of the game to rescue a point for Newcastle United. Ruben Neves had given Wolves the lead with a typical Ruben Neves strike. I'm convinced the man has never scored a tap-in from 2 yards. But this goal from Saint-Maximin, such a clean strike on the volley. I don't think we can deny the fact that this has to be in our goal recreations episode for August, because that is a ridiculous goal, and the time in the game in which they've got it, unbelievable. We talked about Newcastle last week. I wonder how far they can go this season. I don't think they have a good enough squad to break into the top 6 yet, which is probably ultimately their goal when it comes to the long-term plan when the new owners came in. But they've made some really, really good signings this summer. Botman has been excellent since he's come in. Isak Isak, I think, is going to be a really good signing as well. And there is still the likes of Saint-Maximin, of Bruno Guimaraes, who they've brought in already, that are still doing the business for the Magpies. I don't think they're going to break into the top 6 this season, but I really don't think they'll be too far away for it. As for Wolves, I think they're still winless this season. Not a great start to the season for Bruno Lage at all, but they have shown promise in most of their games. I don't think they're going to be in any sort of relegation trouble. I think West Ham have made a poor start to the season as well. I ultimately don't think they're going to be down fighting amongst the relegation, usual relegation scrappers, the usual candidates, I suppose. But not the most thrilling game of football, but a thrilling end to it, and Alan Saint-Maximin should really take a bow for that one. What a goal it was. Finishing off then with our stinker of the week. I don't think this can go to anybody else but Bournemouth this week. I could have argued, Roberto Firmino got like a hat-trick of assists and a goal in this game. But when you lose 9-0, I mean, it's only happened a handful of times in the Premier League. Southampton have not been able to avoid the stinker box whenever they've done it. But a 9-0 win for Liverpool over Bournemouth at Anfield. A humiliating afternoon for Scott Parker and his men. And that is going to be a really, really tough one for him to try and lift the team after that. I can imagine the morale being absolutely on the floor. You just can't lose 9-0 at this level, unfortunately. And Bournemouth, fair play, they got promoted from the Championship. They had a fantastic season last year. It's always a great season for anyone who manages to achieve promotion. But when you get to this level, you can't be going around losing 9-0, man. Like, let's say Bournemouth were playing Liverpool in the FA Cup this weekend. Do you really think Bournemouth would have lost 9-0 if they were still in the Championship and playing a Premier League side? I don't think so. I really don't. And it's lack of concentration from the first whistle. Now, I know it's hard when you concede an early goal as they did through that Luis Diaz header, but you've just got to be able to rally the troops and keep some sort of focus on what was the original game plan, which, a lot of it probably goes out the window when you concede a goal that early. However, let's get the list of scorers up, actually, because I can't actually remember. So Luis Diaz scored after 3 minutes, Harvey Elliott after 6, a wonderful strike by Trent, seen that in the 28th minute, made it 3-0. Then it was actually a brace from Roberto Firmino, Virgil van Dijk, an own goal by Chris Mepham, and Fabio Carvalho rounded off the scoring to make it a bit more of an emphatic afternoon for Liverpool at Anfield. Fabio Carvalho, I will give special mention. The few bits that I have seen of him so far in a Liverpool shirt, I think he looks really, really exciting. But Liverpool did come out of this game like a team looking like they had their hunger back. I mean, a crushing, humbling defeat at the hands of Manchester United last Monday, and I do think that they came out looking for blood, and I think Bournemouth was the perfect opposition for Liverpool to play following the result at Old Trafford. And it's just a shame from Bournemouth's point of view the timing of when they've had to face Liverpool, because Liverpool obviously angry, obviously hurting as a result of that big derby defeat at the hands of United. Let me know, Liverpool fans, have you got your mojo back? Is the title race back on, perhaps? We talked about it last week, maybe Liverpool being a little bit too far behind at this point, as early on in the season as it is, but I keep saying on this channel, because of how good Manchester City are, it is so difficult to come back when you start dropping points that realistically you shouldn't be dropping. But let me know what you think. Are Bournemouth just ridiculously weak? Are they destined to finish at the foot of the Premier League table? I certainly think so at this point. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Leave a like in the video if you did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on the boxes. Would you have changed anything? All that kind of crack. And subscribe if you are new. And I will catch you later.